As you may know, President Obama's poll numbers are falling quickly. With health care, Afghanistan, and Iran, the president faces incredible challenges. Joining us now from New Haven, Connecticut, Fox News senior political analyst Brit Hume. Okay, so are you surprised now the president is below 50% of job approval, 49, according to Rasmussen this morning? You surprised that they're falling so fast and continue to fall?
No, I'm really not surprised, Bill, for this reason. The president is trying to enact a set of left-of-center policies in a right-of-center country. And the country will overlook that and forgive that if the results that the president is getting from whatever his policies are seen as good. The issue the public most cares about is the economy. The policies the president has put in place, perhaps they have not had time to take effect, but they have not ameliorated the situation with the economy. The unemployment rate continues to rise. This is the issue that people have said in poll after poll and continue to say is their top priority. He appears to the public, I think, at this stage to be working on another set of priorities. So this kind of political difficulty is not surprising.
Okay, but in the economy, you don't see too many people screaming and yelling about it because it's kind of in a neutral posture right now. Nobody really knows. You know, Bernanke and those guys say, look, recession's pretty much over. Now we're going to start to rebuild. And at the town hall meetings and in the demonstrations that are mass demonstrations, you don't see people going, you ruin the economy, you this and that. You see them screaming about health care, primarily the health care anger. And now people are getting very worried about Iran. Let's take Iran. It's almost an impossible situation, is it not?
I think it's an extremely difficult situation. It's one he certainly did inherit. And I think, however, that what can't be measured here, and it's not easy to see, is whether this posture of outreach toward Iran has emboldened Ahmadinejad and the rest of the Iranian hierarchy. The president said that he wanted a policy of engagement and so forth and so on. They may be laughing behind their hands at him. Certainly the actions that they have taken are extremely provocative. Once the word got out and the administration had known about it all along about this new facility we hadn't heard about before, and then they fire off these missiles, it seems to me that they're thumbing their nose at him.
Oh, no doubt.
There's no doubt that his and it's not clear to me whether they're doing that because they were going to do that anyway or because they thought, here's a guy who thinks he's going to talk us into doing what we don't want to do. What a joke.
But last night I'm watching 60 Minutes. Did you watch 60 Minutes last night?
I missed it.
Okay. Well, McChrystal gets on there, and I played a soundbite earlier.
Yeah, I read the interview.
Right. And he's asked, McChrystal's asked, well, how often do you talk to President Obama? And he says, once in 70 days that I've been here. Once. My neck whipped back in my chair. I went, what? Now, today, Gates and the Pentagon said, look, that's the way we want it. We want a chain of command. We don't want him calling McChrystal and all. But I went, whoa. Do you have that reaction?
Well, I would only say this about it. I don't think it's always necessary for the commander-in-chief to talk to the field commanders, but I do think that in the situation that the president is in now, where he has this terrible dilemma on Afghanistan. He and his party have been climbing out on this limb on Afghanistan as being the necessary war for years now. It's not going to be that easy to retrench on that if they decide. The commander in the field has now made this recommendation as to how to carry out what Obama has indicated he wanted done. If he hasn't, it might help him to talk to the guy. You know, he's going to have to make a decision as to whether to grant this man's request for troops or not. So it seems to me that at some point pretty soon it'd be wise for him to talk to General McChrystal, see if he finds his arguments compelling.
Right. I mean, but he's dithering around on a 40,000. I'm not.
Well, he hasn't. You know, he's just now receiving the actual request. So the president.
But he doesn't. The perception is he's not in control. Perception is he's not in control.
Well, and I think this, Bill. Look, President Obama and a lot of those people around him regard his personality, as being kind of the un-Bush. As the man who will be perhaps an advocate of a softer approach around the world, of being nicer, better, more easily liked. They think that's a great asset. The thing I think he has to worry about is whether the Putins and the Ahmadinejads and the rest of them look at that and say, what a soft touch, we can push him around.
Well, that's what we said earlier. Brit Hume, everybody, thank you.